He's a leader in Web3 fashion and advisor to the worldwide apparel and fashion sector for almost 4 decades. He's been a professor with international fashion universities. And in order to achieve excellent results in the global fashion ecosystem, he has been offering digital transformation and advisory solutions. Sunil has been developing solutions for experiential commerce and collaboration and assisting his clients in developing metaverse strategies, defining future growth path, and implementing new technologies. He also works with universities and institutions to develop cutting-edge fashion tech initiatives while mentoring a number of international startups. Over to you, Sunil. Would you like to share a few words with the audience, or would you like to play the video first?
No, I'll rather say something. Thank you very much, Sanju, and thanks for this webinar and this opportunity to BSL and to AEPC. Generally speaking, Metaverse is creating waves in the global market. All industries are adopting it and benefiting from it. However, for the apparel and fashion, it is revolutionizing the complete ecosystem, both in B2C and B2B space. Let's talk about that for better understanding of the viewers and the attendees. Over to you for your queries, Sanju.
Can we please play the video? So it kind of sets the context what Sunil is going to talk about. Thank you.
This is about the basic steps where anybody can come onto the platform that we have created called Paris. People can come giving their simple pictures or selfies. We can create a real looking avatars for them. And those avatars are ready and genuinely moving, real looking. And while I utilize the 3D creations from Rahul and other friends of ours for virtual try-ons for these avatars. And these avatars can then have the possibility of easily moving around, having possibilities of various kind of movements onto them. And the backgrounds can also be changed. So utilizing these kind of building blocks, I'm in a position to create environments combining multiple technologies, AR, VR, Web3, and various other kind of things. And you have the possibilities of creating these kind of showroom environments, this is a B2C environment where people can come, make their avatars, move around in a complete digital showroom, and have the possibility of virtual try-ons, and also the possibility of calling any of your loved ones into this environment and help you in shopping. And ultimately, you can purchase anything in digital or in physical form through integration to the e-commerce. So this is the basic thing. You can probably stop the video now.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for helping everybody understand how the inputs of one stage can be taken forward till the last stage, and how the digital assets do not really lose value and rather add value in the entire chain. So my first question to you is, as we saw the era of brick and mortar retail and then the e-commerce, how different do you think is Metaverse from these two different channels?
Very well. Thank you, Sanju. Brick and mortar is about the shopping experience. The brands are spending a lot in the brick and mortar for a genuine shopping experience over there, while e-commerce is about convenience. So Metaverse combines them and gives a new immersive shopping experience to your rather bored e-commerce consumer with virtual try-ons and a facility to call your loved ones in this experience from anywhere in the world to help you in shopping. So it is the best of both worlds, where I'm able to improve engagements of the brand with its customer, with the large marketplaces, which the large marketplaces are taking away. So in e-commerce, brand recollect and connection is gone, and only convenience wins. So Metaverse provides you a new upgraded and extended e-commerce called experiential commerce, which is combining the both worlds of retail, which is brick and mortar and e-commerce. So that's what it is. Over to you.
Brilliant, brilliant. It's like a win-win situation for any consumer to, have convenience as well as have the experience. How does it really get better than this is what I always think.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Sunil, what do you think, in your opinion, what is the adoption of metaverse in fashion, and what is the maturity level, and what are some of the opportunities that metaverse opens for the fashion industry?
Okay. Generally speaking, metaverse is a very new and evolving concept. Came in a couple years back only, and now it is getting to have the seriousness in the industries which it is creating by creating the benefits. So adoption in global fashion and lifestyle space is quite massive, with, I would say, the top 1,000, 2,000 brands are already in it, and with the possibilities of reaching a figure of about $5 trillion as per McKinsey study by 2030. So it definitely is a large thing, it's a large concept which cannot be avoided or ignored. So adoption in Indian market is a little slow, but it is catching up. Our clients include ABFRL, Apparel Group UAE, Zivame, Madame, Da Milano, etc., who have started utilizing our environment, our Paris metaverse environment, which is a special metaverse that we have created for apparel and fashion. And they are in a position to utilize these kind of services. A few of them have been shown to you in the video. Metaverse is opening new options of growth and alternative ways of global consumer reach and reaching the new digital consumer who is mostly online. It is creating new ways of brand awareness, brand connect, customer engagement and involvement. Then partner and trade collaboration. That's another thing which I'll be talking more during our discussion. Then it helps in sustainability, wastage reduction, and various other kind of issues which the industry faces. And last but not the least, it creates great environments of promotion and digital events which it can help you with. Over to you.
Thank you, Sunil. I mean, it's really nice to hear what business opportunities metaverse can really create. So that leads to another question as to what are the building blocks and some of the prerequisites that you think, since you are an expert at metaverse. So we would like to understand from you as to what are some of these requirements for any brand to move into the space of metaverse.
Very well. So as the first video which you had shown, it almost showed all the building blocks of it, where I'm utilizing various things. So adoption of 3D for sampling and creation is one of the biggest prerequisite. So you may be utilizing it in-house, or you're utilizing an outside organization for 3D. That's hardly a thing. That's the way you want to start it. Start small, but 3D is one of the basic things. Then these 3D creations can then be utilized by Trace Network to create B2C and B2B environment in shopping and collaboration, in which avatars of consumers and buyers can be made, and immersive showrooms and sampling environments or trade environments can be created, where these avatars can genuinely move around, interact, shop, have discussions with their friends and family, and create businesses over there. So these are the various building blocks and various technologies which are being utilized in it: AR, VR, Web3, various other kind of tools which are going to be utilized in it. So we have created all this through a combination of these tools, and these building blocks are creating great real looking environments for the fashion industry and possibilities of new ways of business over there. Over to you.
That's amazing. That's really nice to hear, as to how the entire thing is being revolutionized. And how does metaverse really help to provide inputs in the area of design, sourcing, trend analysis? So is it a way that, when it comes to the backwards, so because metaverse is more in the sell phase, so how does it really provide input the other phases as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the one of the biggest advantage it is creating is that it is in a position to help you in real-time forecasting, where the complete response monitoring through loyal customers, you can who can evaluate your digital collections and socially rate them. You have the possibility having the customer respond without any manufacturing, involving only digital collections, and then basing your manufacturing and distribution and various other kind of physical world activities based on these responses is what is possible through metaverse. So we are in a position to create augmented forecasting, which we call augmented forecasting, in terms of what to make, how much to make, where to distribute, how to distribute, which styles are doing better, which all that statistics can be made available without going in for the more expensive trend analysis, forecasting, and predictive analytics scenarios. So concept validation on a real-time data on a larger set of people without involving any kind of manufacturing is possible through the concept, real-time forecasting concept in metaverse. Then the other thing which is possible is a B2B, like you said, how it can help sourcing. So it is in a position to create experience, like it is, I talked about experiential commerce environments. Similarly, experiential collaboration and presentation environments can be created for buyers, suppliers, and other partners in supply chain, where you can call your buyers in your digital sampling room and you can discuss your collections, which are created in 3D, and you have the possibility of interacting with your PLM, ERP, costing, and various other kind of solutions in a completely integrated manner, and creating an environment in which you can have merchandising discussions, you can have business booking scenarios, you can have possibilities of design discussions over there, exactly in a similar way like you do in your sampling rooms, where you call your buyers without doing any kind of travel, and creating these environments which are real looking atmospheres. And if any of you are using VR glasses, then it can become even more immersive and real looking. So sourcing companies can get the opportunity to become digital collection partners with their buyers rather than just being a physical collection partner. So a digital collection, which is creating a separate earning stream for the buyers, you have the possibility of creating a separate earning stream for your sourcing business also. So these are other possibilities which are available through the metaverse. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for those brilliant insights. It really helps to connect now how metaverse can really support the entire supply chain. Do you think you can state any other benefits that you think metaverse can bring or provide to the entire apparel industry, fashion industry as a whole?
Absolutely. There's another big benefit which metaverse can provide, which is in the form of events, global promotion through events, where you have fashion shows, you have trade and distributor shows and exhibitions, you have conferences, you can create customer lounges or customer conferences, you can create genuinely 3D experiential catalogs, experiential explorations, where manufacturing sites of the manufacturer or your other processing sites can genuinely be created in a 3D digital scenario, where the buyers who wish to visit, they can easily go through that digital twin of that particular thing rather than genuinely need to travel to do all that. So these are other scenarios where it gives possibilities to apparel and fashion industry, where they depend on these kind of promotional events and conferences and possibilities in the physical atmospheres, and there's a lot of money which is being spent on them. So avoiding those physical events or alternating physical events with these kind of digital events and creating possibilities and reach in the global market becomes easier, more economical, and easily valid. And you can easily do that through virtual sampling, where digital collections can be shown, digital collections can be prepared, and those digital collections can then be planned for through your forecasting. You plan out your manufacturing sections accordingly, and from that manufacturing section you get on to the physical business. So it's a different way of doing business, where you are making your digital collections first to the consumer or to selective consumers who are your loyal consumers. You can do that. So there are all those possibilities, and create stocked atmosphere where you can sell through a stocked e-commerce scenario, or you have the possibility of doing made to order scenarios also attached to that. Over to you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's really nice to hear all the three speakers and to really understand as to, how all the three phases are going through a revolution, and how digitization and automation is supporting the fashion industry for the next phase. And as Leelaji said, it's truly magical, in the area of digitization and automation, to see how brilliantly this is, going forward. Thank you so much for your time, Rahul, Sunil, and Mr. Vishy. And we would like to take a few questions from the audience now. Raman had a question, and I would like to take that. This question is for Mr. Vishy. Where do you see in the next couple of years is Indian apparel industry adopting digitization at the required pace?
Sanju, I think
So you're talking on mute. Mr. Vishy, you're talking on mute.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sorry. Sanju, I think the space will get momentum. I see saying that most of the companies, I think the leading players already started this particular activity. And I see the significant progresses in the next 2 to 4 years. Post-pandemic, now the things started reasonably stabilizing and people thinking about investment. And it takes a significant phase in the next 2 to 4 years if you're speaking about the digitization in terms of information flow, and as well as integrating with the value chain, certainly will gain the more momentum, which is low-hanging fruit without any major investment. When it comes to the process automation, there was certain amount of development will take place. But in my view, the kind of the engineering development that has to take place and kind of utilization plan, what we have to find it out, it may take a little longer time in terms of process automation. That is the way how I see in the next 2 to 4 years.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishy. Did that answer your question, Raman? So there's another question from Leela G. In the non-digital world, store normally sets up a mock store every season, where top management walks through, same looking at the actual sample displayed in the store setup, and adopt or drop style, decide whether the style gets the main table display, etc., to create final look on the store, which once adopted. Entire store chains in the country sets up the store same way. Is it the same way in Metaverse? Can Metaverse address something like this? So this is for Sunil.
Yeah, generally speaking, it is easily possible, and much more than that is possible, where you can create multiple store environments, not only one, because you can create multiple design scenarios, and depending on what goes well, you can carry on. And it's the good part is it's very easy to change the overall design aspect of the store. And not only just collections can be changed over there, because everything is digital. The whole of the store is digital, as well as the collections are digital. So we have a much better flexibility, and all these are very, very easily possible, where you can genuinely do that in complete 3D environments for your collections as well as for the store.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sunil. There is another question from the audience. Let me take that. No, I think, yeah, that's all. So, as we come to the end of this series, I would just like to sum up, and it's very, I was being 25 years in this industry now. It's very interesting to see how the industry has moved on from analog to being digital. How how it's speed to market, how sustainability, and how all these pillars have really shaped the industry to where. And I'm very excited to see what is next now, and how do we take on from here. So thank you all for joining, and I would like to just leave you with all. So it's now the time to really implement the best practices of digitization and automation to really gear up for the next stage. Thank you so much, everybody.